Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. In today's video, we're going to talk about possible secrets of God Valley. So there is a mysterious island in One Piece, and this island has had events occur where it was very important to the story, but very few people know the real events. And this island is so far a mystery, but the island may in fact be connected with a deity. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the island of God Valley, what the important events that happened on this mysterious island were, and its real location, and possibly how the island could be connected to a deity, and of course to Luffy, who has now inherited the powers of the sun god Nika. But before we get into all this mystery, if you're new to the channel, we'd be absolutely honored if you consider leaving us a like, or even subscribing with a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and it motivates us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing the video or the channel with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the mystery. So friends, God Valley is an island located somewhere in the world where very few people, if any, know its real location. And the only important characters from the past who participated in this event really seem to know anything to this day. This event became known as the God Valley Incident, and even though a few people know about it, it's a very important thing to One Piece's history, because it is here where one of the greatest conflicts of all time took place. Because this great conflict included two of the most powerful characters of that time, the island disappeared without a trace, and it's not known if it still exists today or if it was destroyed by the world government because of some great mystery on it. This island is shown with high cliffs and canyons. I mean, nothing too unusual. But inside this island, there may be something very precious that made these important characters have to fight amongst themselves to conquer or prevent something from happening. This may also be the reason why this island may have disappeared or been removed, because the secret of this island might have been something that could have revealed the identity of the deity that a long time has been hidden by the world government. Of course, one of the most important people that was actually present during this was of course the hero of the Navy and Luffy's grandfather Garp. And even the legendary pirate king Goldie Roger was there, but of course he didn't survive because this all took place some 38 years ago. The battle was incredibly tense and required Garp and Roger to team up to defeat the many pirates of the Rocksteady Zebek crew. And these weren't just simple pirates, they were able to supposedly take the life of the captain of that group, Zebek, who was considered the greatest danger of the world. It's even possible that his power could have been even greater than Roger's own power. And we don't even know if he possessed a devil fruit or if he used haki. But if it took two of the most powerful characters of that age to manage just him, that has to say something about his power. But one of the things we don't know and don't have concrete confirmation of is that if Zebek lost his life during this fight. But after Garp came back and the very little he said about it, he did say that Zebek had lost his life. There have been several ideas around the community created by fans that indicate that maybe Garp had lied about the real event, and then in fact Zebek might still be alive. But this is not going to be the main focus of this video. So after the battle that brought this unexpected union of Garp and Roger against the pirate rocks, the island mysteriously disappeared without a trace, and no longer appeared on world maps. And there are several plausible possibilities for this phenomenon. First, of course, is that the world government could have sent a buster call to destroy this island completely, just as they did during the destruction of Ohara, so that no one would know the connection between Roger and Garp. Because if the world had found out that one of the highest ranking Navy sailors at the time had connections to the world's greatest pirate, it could easily damage the world government's reputation. Another option is that there's a good possibility that God Valley is in fact a home of the gods. Now, the concept of a divine being in One Piece is still kind of complicated, but we do know that there are several types of gods, and we've seen mythical beings, including Buddhas, in the story. Also, it could be that these gods dwell in a fruit, just like the sun god Nika exists inside of Luffy's fruit. Now, we don't know the origin of devil fruit, so we can't exactly claim that Nika may have actually physically existed, but we do know from the information we have so far that Nika has existed inside that fruit. Thus, there could be other fruits of deities around the world. And just as there is a god of the sun, there may also be a god of the moon, among other deities from other mythologies and tales that have spread out around the world. There are also those who've called themselves God, like Enel or the celestial dragons, who consider themselves divine beings and can do whatever they want without receiving any punishment for their actions. But of course, we know that they're just humans who just happen to have a very big ego and really aren't deities, even though they do seem to have powers that make them seem divine. But we really wouldn't classify them as officially a deity. As our story unfolds, we could see real deities and they may exist, but we just haven't seen it. I mean, we do know that in various cultures around the One Piece world, they do worship a certain god, and the giants have a belief in the sun god Nika and the belief in a warrior god who punishes the losers and benefits the winners of combat. And although these deities may not really exist, it could be that they came from the same place, or even because a place had a belief, they originated from somewhere. This very place could be God Valley, the land of the gods, because it wasn't just Roger and Garp and Xebec who ended up having some kind of a showdown there. We know that the Celestial Dragons went there for some unknown reason. As I said before, the Celestial Dragons consider themselves to be divine people because of their descendants of the leaders who created the world government, and it's for this reason they believe that they are the true deities. So they may have spent a long time searching for where the gods, or at least one god, may have originated, and the tales of this divine being that many cultures have. Or they could be searching for the place that was led by the sun god or the ancient Joy Boy, a place that should be Luffy's destiny to find and that was searched in the past for by Xebec and the Celestial Dragons. This, of course, is until the world nobles found God Valley. And perhaps Xebec managed to track where the nobles were going, for they had the objective of capturing these celestial dragons. But Roger and Garp united and managed to prevent Xebec from completing his plan. This may have also interfered with the celestial dragons of getting information about the deities that might be in God Valley, so they could not get the secrets that these divine creatures might have possessed. It's also very possible, because this is a divine location, that this island maybe appears only at certain times, or sinks into the sea just to magically appear at other times. But either way, it's very likely that on this island there is some very important information about a specific subject. Now, we don't know what it could be, but it could be connected to the sun god Nika or the Void Sentry, because nobody really seems to know much more than the Gorosei, who talked about the changing of Luffy's fruit's name. Now, there are many tales about Nika and how this deity was able to save so many people, but their origin isn't known, much less their true face. So this mystery could be solved through the information that's in God Valley. Now, for some unknown reason, the world nobles also took some slaves with them to God Valley, and it was also mentioned and confirmed that during Garp and Roger's confrontation with the Rocks Pirates, that the nobles were after some kind of secret of the gods on this island. Garp could have even been accompanying the world nobles on this quest for knowledge about the deities. But for Roger to be in the same place, it's likely that Roger also knew about the history of the deities that inhabited this island. Because, of course, with everything that Roger had gone through to find the location of the One Piece, and all of the poneglyphs he was able to locate, he could have easily had knowledge about something in the Void Century that just hasn't been revealed yet, and could have been able to find God Valley, and just happened to show up at the same time as the world nobles, and Rocks, and Garp. So with Garp protecting the world nobles so that no threat could come and harm them, and Xebec being there to take these nobles, or with some other goal in mind, we then see Roger just happening to come in, and that's how it worked out that he and Garp were able to make their alliance. Because allowing Xebec to stay alive would be just too dangerous. Xebec presented a greater danger than even Roger, and could have even been a greater obstacle to obtaining the One Piece in the future, and he could have also had this desire to control everyone and everything. Then, through this alliance, Garp and Roger were able to fight Xebec's crew, which of course was made up of 3 future Yonkos and other extremely powerful pirates, including Pirate Shiki. Following this intense battle, each member of the Rock's crew ended up going their separate ways and became captains on their own, while Garp took all the credit for Xebec's defeat because he really couldn't reveal the information that Roger had actually helped Garp take Xebec's life. And after that, the island of God Valley just mysteriously disappeared, and even disappeared from the stories, because it seems that right now, Garp is the only living person, besides possibly a still alive Xebec, that would know about the true story about what went on in God Valley. So perhaps in the future, it may come on to Luffy's to-do list from Joy Boy that he too will need to go to this place, because the Sun God may lead him to some crucial piece of information about the Void Sentry. But for now, we're gonna have to wait and see what Oda has in store for us in this great tale. But for now, let us know what you think about it. Do you think that this might have been the secret behind God Valley? Or do you think there was something else going on there? Why would the celestial dragons actually be on that island? Let us know in the comments below. So as we close the book on this mystery today, I want to thank you all so much for watching the video until the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like as you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.